Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. The topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 6, happened this past Sunday. Uh, it was real good and everything and stuff like that. It started off with Candy and Ace, and Candy trying to teach Ace how to read and how to pronounce words. Then it switched to Sonya FaceTiming her husband, telling her husband about she's getting ready for her Momma Nation makeover in the photo shoot, and her husband asked her how she was doing. She said she was doing all right. She was just a little bit nervous. And then it switched to the next scene where where yeah, it switched to the next scene where 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 Kenya and Marlo were FaceTiming. Before that, Kenya and Drew were meeting up at a restaurant to have lunch, and Kenya came in first, and she said it was a reservation for two, and then Drew came in second. He said, "Oh, I said, oh," she said, "Oh, I see my party," and they got ready to sit down, and they talked about what had happened at the dinner party, and so Drew told Kenya that she didn't know why Sonya had a problem with her. She hadn't done nothing to Sonya, and she said as far as that situation with Sheree, she said she apologized to everybody, and Sheree accepted it, and so that's when Kenya told her about the situation with Sheree, how Sheree had been sitting up in Philadelphia waiting on Ralph, and not Ralph, waiting on Tyrone, and Tyrone didn't show up, and she said, "Oh, he did it like that." She said, "Yeah, he did it like that," and Kenya asked Drew, was she invited to the Momma Nation thing, and Drew said, "Well, she invited me, but then she uninvited me." And she said, "What? She uninvited you?" Kenya said, "What? She uninvited you?" She said, "Yes, she uninvited me." And so, Drew told Kenya that, yeah, I felt a way. I felt some kind of way about it, because I was saying, why are you going to invite me someplace and then uninvite me? And then Kenya said, well, you could do it like this, Drew. If you felt some kind of way, next time you have an event, or next time she have an event, you don't come. If you don't want to come. And then so after that, it switched to the next scene where Kenya and Marlo was FaceTiming each other, and they were talking about Sheree, and they were saying they were going to give Sheree a spa day and a shopping day to cheer her up and stuff. And stuff like that, because Sheree had been sitting around her house. Sheree had been sitting around her house moping, moping over Tyrone. And then the next scene is when they did show Sheree talking to her daughter, and her daughter was telling her that should no man have her waiting like that. And she was saying, "Well, Mama, have you heard from Tyrone?" And she talking about Tyrone hadn't called in a while. And she was folding up clothes, and she was trying to do it. And her daughter was trying to tell her, "Well, Mom, maybe you should move on." And she told me it's not that hard to move on. That hard. It is. You can move on, Sheree. I don't know why some of these women get these trifling, no good men, and talking about they can't move on. Feelings involved. Yeah, feelings are involved, but then when you keep on reminding yourself of looking at how he did you, then her child, sometimes them feelings go away. But anyway, she was folding up the clothes, and then anyway her daughter left, and then the next thing you know, they showed Sheree sitting down eating some chips, and talking about she liked the sea salt chips, and then she was calling for somebody, and then it switched to the next scene where it had the Momma Nation. Let me get some water. I'm back. It switched to the next scene where they have the the Momma Nation photo shoot. Candy arrived first, and Sonya gave her a hug and told her that she had started making merch, merch for the Momma Nation stuff. And she had some T-shirts and some hoodies that she wanted them to model over. And Candy said, model? Okay. So you can go back in that room and change it. Then Kenya showed up. And then when Kenya showed up, Marlo, when Kenya showed up, Candy was still talking to Sonya, and then Sonya said, "Ooh, yeah, Kenya, you could come on, you could come on and model, you could come on and model your T-shirts and hoodies." And Kenya said, "Huh, model? You didn't tell me nothing about a model." She said, "Yes, I did." She said, "No, you didn't, Sonya. You didn't tell me nothing about the model. You just told me to show up and look pretty." She said, "Yeah, because you got on these heels and these shoes and stuff." She said, "Well, you're going to have to talk to my manager about me modeling." And then Candy said in her confessional, "Kenya don't do nothing, not unless a check is involved." But you know what I'm finding out about Sonya? Sonya try to be slick on the slide, and what it is, you can't be slick on the slide. I think she thought she could be slick on the slide with Drew, and Drew caught up with her too, and now she's doing Kenya the same way, trying to pretend like Kenya. Maybe, baby, you can't do that to Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore hair care, baby, she's the best part. She's the best part when it comes to reading and come to reading people and filling out people, and what it was, she wasn't going to push the issue with Kenya like she did Drew, because she know Kenya was going to tear up with a good read. And what it is, she tried to let Sonya, she tried to be shady on she tried to be shady. Sonya tried to be shady and slick on the down low, and think people and think people ain't gonna check her. But Kenya wasn't the one, and Kenya checked her right then and there. And I was so glad Kenya checked her right then and there, because Sonya is giving me a sheep and wolf's clothing kind of attitude and stuff. And so they did the photo shoot, and they took the pictures, and they did everything and they did everything about the photo shoot and all that kind of stuff. And then it switched to the next scene where Marlo where Marlo was getting her house fixed up, and she invited her friend from Fendi to do the floor design. They had boots and shoes and all kinds of stuff. And then she had the spa man there setting up the spa room, and then she was cooking stuff. And then she said, "Where's Kenya? Kenya's supposed to be here. Kenya's supposed to be here." So she went in her dining room, and she called Kenya. She said, "Kenya, you're supposed to be here. What's going on?" And Kenya say, "Marlo, I'm feeling real bad. I'm feeling bad. I'm not feeling well. I'm not gonna be able to come." And you said, "You're not going to be able to come. What's going to happen to the stuff you said you're supposed to bring?" And then Kenya mentioned that Drew was going to bring the stuff. She said, "Oh, Drew going to bring the stuff." She said, "Yeah, Drew going to bring the stuff and drop it off because Drew had to go somewhere." And then when Drew showed up, here come Marlo talking about she don't like no brown eggs. She don't like no white eggs. She like brown eggs. And Drew say, "Well, wait, look at it. That's what Kenya gave me. You got to take what Kenya Kenya bought. Kenya bought these white eggs. And I like to cook and bake. And I like to cook and I like to bake my cakes and stuff with brown eggs, not white." So she had to go and get in there, and then they got to talking, and then Marlo asked Drew. She said, "Drew, did you go to the Momma Nation did you go to the Momma Nation photo shoot?" She said, "No." And Marlo said, "Why? You wasn't invited?" She said, "Yeah, I was invited, but Sonya uninvited me." She said, "She uninvited you?" She said, "She didn't invite me and Sheree either." And she said, "Yeah," and she said, "Yeah, she sure didn't. She sure didn't invite me." And then she said, and then Drew said, "Yeah, Marlo, what you call is trying to keep up with certain people people in the group like Candy and Kenya. She said, well, you could have been, she said, you could have been up there. You kind of popular. She said, no, I don't have as many Instagram followers as some of the one that she, and then the Slady production showed up. Candy had the most Instagram followings, and I think Kenya was second, and I think Drew was third, and Marlo and them was kind of going down, and then so after that, they went in the kitchen and got ready to cook the cake and stuff like that. And so while they was cooking the cake and stuff, while they was cooking the cake and stuff, Marlo sent, next scene was Marlo sent the car to Sheree's house, and Sheree's peeping out the window, and she went to the door, and then the driver told her, and she told the driver, wait a minute, let me hurry up and get ready. And so the driver was waiting outside, and then Sheree said, why you got me in this mask and got this thing on? Where am I going? Where am I going? He said, just put the mask on and sit in the car. I'm gonna take you where you're going. And then the doorbell rang, and then it was Marlo, and Marlo opened the door for Sheree. But before she opened the door for Sheree, Drew said, I gotta go. I'm trying to get my place. She said, hurry up and get your stuff, bud, Drew. And Drew said, where I go? And Marlo said, go right there outside that side door. So while Sheree was going in the front door, Drew was going out the back door, the side door. And so Sheree came in, and Marlo told Sheree that she just wanted to show her the Fendi room, and then she showed her the spa room, and then Sheree tried on some boots, and then Sheree tried on a little purse. Ooh, this might look good on you, Sheree. And then gave her a scarf, and then Sheree wound up spending I think $11,000 something dollars. That was wrong of Marlo. If you're gonna treat somebody, you're gonna treat them the whole way. She treated Sheree, but Sheree had to come out of her pocket, and to me that was wrong. And then Marlo was telling Sheree she wasn't trying to judge her and stuff. And then she told Marlo that she's a strong woman and stuff. And then Marlo talking about, yeah, I'm a Batman and I'm something else. Then went back to the scene, and then Sheree started crying because she talking about you just can't turn your feelings off and on. And then that's when Marlo told her, you look at you, Sheree, look at you, you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. And then it switched to the next scene after that. It switched to the next scene where Sonia and her mama were going grocery shopping for the Jamaican dinner they was finna have, and then she was telling her mama that she don't know if she want to invite Drew because of Drew attitude, and then her mama would say, well, Drew don't want none of this, Drew don't want none of this. Little dude, that's why I said on Twitter, I hate when parents take up for their children in the wrong, but anyway, she don't know that her daughter is the one instigating all this stuff. But anyway, they went grocery shopping, and then the next scene showed where Candy and Mama Joy showed up, and then Kenya showed up, and then the last two people to show up was Sheree and Marlo. And so Sonia said, well, we could talk, but I ain't get y'all in the kitchen to talk. Y'all supposed to help cook the dinner. And then Sonia mama said, you supposed to cut up the onions like this. And then Mama Joy was doing stuff, cutting up things in the kitchen. And then so they got to talking. And then Marlo asked. She said, where is Drew? What happened to Drew? And then Sonia said, well, I invited her, but she said she didn't think it was the right time for me and her to talk about an issue, so she was not coming. And she said, oh, she's not coming. She said, oh, okay. And then so that's what Sonia said. Well, Kenya came to my Momma Nation thing, and then Marlo and Sheree say, oh, Kenya came, but you didn't, but you disinvited Drew, and you didn't invite us to, and y'all something else, and then you only invited Candy and Kenya, and then Mama Joyce jumped in and said, y'all arguing over nothing, and then Marlo got upset and said, I'm finna go out of here, I'm finna go outside, and then Sheree followed her outside, and then they got to talking. And then that's when they talking about, yeah, they want to be certain amount of people, want to have certain amount of people, and exclude other kind of people. I don't like that stuff. I don't understand that. And then Candy said when she was in the house, she don't like that Sheree is co-signing everything Marlo say. And then Marlo started calling Candy out her name, calling her all kind of hoes, and talking about she slept with whole part of Atlanta and stuff like that. And she talking about Kenya was she was a video, she was a video whore, video vixen. I don't think Kenya was that, but I know it's rumor back in the day that that Candy had a scandalous past, and she like like all that scandalous freaky sex stuff. So that was already rumored way back in the 90s. So some of that stuff Marla was saying was true, some of it wasn't. But then they all came back in the kitchen, and next thing you know, they showed Drew feet walking, and then Drew came in there and said, "Hi, ladies," and then it went off. That was the end of the show. This is A. Wesley. That ain't who tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.